partial.
Yo, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be discussing the topic of 10 signs of a down low man. The term refers to someone who presents as heterosexual but secretly engaged in same-sex sexual relationships. This topic has sparked many discussions and raised questions about sexual orientation, identity, and societal expectations. In this video, I will be giving you 10 signs of a DL man and what to watch out for. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. He's extremely abusive towards women. Gay and bisexual men in heterosexual relationships often feel trapped. They're not trying to hurt anyone, but the fear of judgment is too much to bear and they end up living a false reality. It's not uncommon for them to become emotionally abusive to their partner because they're trying to conceive who they are and overcompensate. The women may suspect something isn't quite right and start asking questions. The men are never honest about the true nature of their sexuality and make out like the woman is the problem. He will accuse her of being delusional and imagining things. If that doesn't work, he will start attacking her self-esteem. In social spaces, you will notice he's extremely combative with women in general, but will not give the same energy to another man. Sign number 2. He's extremely secretive. Now, just because a guy is pretending to be straight does not mean that he hasn't started exploring his attraction to men yet. He might be into alternative lifestyles such as swingers parties, engaging in threesomes, being on dating apps. He may travel to gay bars and clubs in other cities. He might even involve himself more in the gay community online. He might even have an active OnlyFans account, but he would just not be open about it. He would likely try to hide all of this from people that he knows personally, but this will display as him being secretive about his private life. When a man is really in denial about their sexuality, or when they really want to hide it away from others, they will go out of their way to make themselves seem the complete opposite. He may not allow anyone to check his phone or even be very aware if someone is peeking over his shoulders. There is a chance that he may feel ashamed of himself, and even though there is nothing to be ashamed about, he just haven't come to terms with it yet. He just can't quite bring himself to move his sexuality from online to a safe space in reality. Sign number 3. He's always with that one male friend. You might notice that he spent a lot of time with that one specific male friend, someone who's not part of his usual friend group. This may be someone who he keeps away from his other friends as well. As a man, he might find it easier to be with another man by passing it off as a friend, as many men do have best guy friends who they spend a lot of quality time with. He will often refer to that special friend as a brother. If they live together, he may refer to that friend as a roommate. However, this relationship is likely to be different, and the two will spend a lot of time together. They might possibly spend the night at each other's place quite often. They may travel a lot together, often to other cities and even countries. This friend may also come across as more open with their sexuality, be it they might be gay or bisexual. He may not claim his friend as a lover, but may feel that he's able to be his true self with this particular person. Sign number 4. He tries to act masculine or macho. While it's an incorrect stereotype, many people think that gay men are effeminate and act girly, and that men who act manly cannot be gay. As untrue as this is, he might use this logic to act more manly so that people do not suspect him of being gay. The problem is that he might overdo this and come across as acting too masculine and macho, which sometimes can be a dead giveaway. This could be him working out in the gym excessively and making a big deal out of it, or thinking that being aggressive or violent towards someone is a way to show masculinity. This looks different for every guy, and it could even be that he's one way with his personal life and much different in front of other people. His body language can be extremely masculine, tough, and he may have a harder outer shell. Of course, you should take other factors in consideration, but this could be one key factor should he comes off as being unnatural or forced. Sign number 5. He's always curious about homosexual sex activities and extremely touchy with other men. You might notice that in group settings, he's often talking about other men's genitalia. While this may seem harmless, you will notice he brings it up a lot, especially if he's intoxicated or under the influence of something. He might make jokes about being with another man just to read the room. He's often curious about gay sex. He's very touchy-feely with guys. This is especially obvious when he's drunk. If a heterosexual man is drunk, he may use this excuse to snuggle up with females, not with men. But if a guy is hiding his sexual orientation, he would be more subtle about his affection for another man whose presence may not be strong enough. He may end up saying or doing something that gives his secret away. Sign number 6. He's into anal sex exclusively. If you was with him and you using sex toys together, that's not a big deal. However, when you first meet him and he did have any toys that was more for gay sex, like dildos, that could be a tricky because men toys are not necessarily used strictly for gay or straight sex. Women usually are the ones that bring their own dildo, so it's mighty odd if he already has one. If you've been in a relationship for a while, he's comfortable with you. He may let you know that he's into being penetrated, or as they like to call it, being pegged. He may often prefer to have anal sex over traditional sex, which is usually a dead giveaway. You must know that not all men who enjoy butt play are gay, but if he seems to prefer you penetrating him instead of him penetrating you, again, that is a dead giveaway. Sign number 7. He's always talking about his sexual conquest. Now, it's normal for men to brag about their sexual conquest when they're around other men. It's a form of bravado, and the more women a man has slept with, his peers sees him as the man. However, it's not normal for a man to brag about his sexual encounters with his female friends. If your guy friend needs to tell you about every woman he slept with, he got something to hide. He so desperately wants you to believe that he's straight that he even lies about the women he slept with. You might even notice he can be extremely vulgar and sometimes downright degrading towards women when he talks about sexual escapades. Sign number 8. He's always single. Some gay men will pretend to be straight, but they can't bring themselves to date women or sleep with them because simply there's no attraction. They may sleep with women, but usually it's when they're intoxicated or in some form of menage a trois with another man. Most of the time they don't want to deceive anyone, believe it or not, so they rather stay single until they're ready to reveal their sexuality. It's not that this dude can't get chicks, because most times he's very attractive. Now, this alone does not mean that he is gay on the DL, but this is another key factor to keep in mind. Sign number 9. He has a very secretive social media life. You really don't know what he's doing online. Maybe you found out he has an account on a social media gay dating app or site. Well, that's a pretty good sign that he is gay, or bisexual at least. Maybe he has a lot of different men on his social media, many of them mutual friends. No one has a copious amount of men on their social media or join gay dating sites just out of harmless curiosity. He might even have an OnlyFans, but I'm assure you most of his clients may be other men. When he travels, he may share bits and pieces of his travels on his social media, but he will be very careful not to share too much. If he's always traveling a lot and doesn't have a job that requires him to travel, he might be escorting for gay men on the low. Of course, this is not always the case. Sign number 10. Most of his close male friends are also DL or fluid. If a man have a lot of friends who are closet gays, there's a good chance that he might be one too. We all heard that line, birds of the same feather flocks together. And that adage is always held true. How to tell if a guy is gay or bisexual? That is one sure sign. Well, there you have it, guys. I'm sure there are other factors of how to tell if a man is on the DL. I want you to tell me in the comments what are the signs that you may feel a man is on the DL. Have you ever dated someone who was on the down low? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll holler at you later. Bye.